Today was one of those days that I kind of walked in and I felt pretty good. I want to say the word poppy. Definitely felt poppy, kind of strong. And so I came in. I really wanted to do some volume. Yesterday I did 100 kind of really cheap reps with just the bar. Today I thought upping the ante would be appropriate here. So I did 40 kilos for 50 reps. And so I'm kind of looking at kind of adding a bit of GPP under my belt, just adding reps under the belt. And so, warming up is a very, very big part of my mentality right now. So, 40 kilos, 50 reps, I thought is a good approach, suitable approach. I felt good. And judging by the title of the video, you'll probably know that I had to go at 200 and I failed. And the circumstances around that are kind of weird because 190 before that 200, you'll see it in a second, felt great. Went really, really cool. And I actually thought to myself, I didn't tell my cameraman, but I thought to myself, I might be able to hit 210 today. That is the type of feeling I had today. And then I stumbled on 200 kilos. So it's one of those things, it's kind of like I felt really good. I thought today was going to be the day. But anyway, regardless of everything, I still feel good. The feeling of good comes from the fact that I feel good and I'm hitting a lot of reps, a lot of work without any pain whatsoever. I feel brand new. So those two things are making me feel just euphoric as anything, because I know if I just continue the way I am, putting all this work in, the strength is around the corner. I'll be doing 200, 220, in no time. I just know for a fact that if you do this much work, you'll get stronger. Today didn't pan out, but even the 200 kilo, no pain at all. I kind of got stuck in the middle. You'll see it in a minute or so. I got stuck in the middle with no pain at all. The circumstances around it, I'll tell you now. Basically, I had to train in the afternoon. It was either wake up at 5 a.m. This morning or train in the afternoon, and I chose to train in the afternoon to get a bit more sleep. And like it always is with life is just the way it is. Afternoons are busy, in terms of life. Had a couple of visitors come through, lots of kind of interruptions of the workout, and the most critical interruption, I guess, happened basically just before the 200 kilos. So I did 190, that kind of went all right. Then I got a phone call, somebody was coming over. And so I kind of rushed the 200 because I didn't want to walk away, from the training session at that point. I'm thinking to myself, I want to hit 200 at least and kind of leave it there. And then I can kind of, chat to this person and kind of walk away from the squat session. Then I can kind of come back for the deadlift. And so I kind of took like 2 or 3 minutes before hitting 200, and I was just still pretty fatigued from the 190. That's what I think happened, because judging by the speed of the bar of 190, you'll see this in a second. I just want to give you the information so you kind of know what the backdrop of the whole thing was. 190 moved really well. Like I said, I actually felt 210 was in the works today. And me, usually I'm like way conservative in my estimates, and I usually kind of leave a whole lot in the tank every single day. That's kind of what you have to do when you train every day. So anyway, I was really, really surprised. 200 stuck in that sticking point. I couldn't budge it, and had to drop it. But like I said, I feel good. I got out of there unscathed. And I was lucky that I was actually outside the rack, because I do not like failing in the rack. I know that's kind of anti-intuitive to you guys, because the rack is made for that. It's just if you get stuck halfway up in the lift and you drop the bar on the pins, on the safety pins, basically RIP for the bar. Rest in peace for the bar. Because there's only so many times you can drop a bar from like that distance and not bend something. My squat rack is already a little bit bent. The pins have already copped it a little bit. And so, you drop a few times and you realize that, well, one, I'm destroying the bar, and two, I'm also destroying the rack. So, I've always kind of liked the idea of squatting outside, because you can just dump it on the floor, and I've got some bumpers, and voila, the bar's made for that. Even kind of pressure on the plates. But you drop it on the pins, it's not good. However, the drawback to that is, if something goes pop in your knee, in your hip, and you have to kind of crumble down, you basically can die, because there's nothing stopping you safely like the pins. So anyway, yeah, I'm always kind of in two minds about whether to squat inside, squat outside. I actually said to the cameraman, I really should be squatting inside if I'm going to attempt 210. I've seen people kind of fail, they go up, they get stuck in the middle point, and then they kind of just lower it back down. to me, that's kind of scary, because sometimes when I'm kind of giving all my might into the bar, I kind of lose balance in that kind of chaotic moment where I'm just giving it all, everything I got. And lowering the bar in that point could be really bad, because I could, like, crush forward, crush backwards, and that's not good. Even though the pins are waiting for you, it's not a good thing. I've seen people kind of fail. They go up and they kind of lower it back down, and Bob's your uncle. Everyone's happy. But I've always kind of felt comfortable dumping it on the floor. But anyway, all of that stuff is out of the way. Basically, I feel good knowing that I can just put in a shit ton of volume and basically wake up the following morning feeling mint. That to me is just the most encouraging thing I've felt in a long, long time. My current setup in what I'm doing with all these reps is just working a treat. I just know deep down inside me that strength is around the corner. Weights are feeling lighter. I'm hitting 140 now on a regular basis for reps. I'm doing a whole lot of sets with 100 kilos, shit ton of volume, and everything's feeling great. So this is 190 here. Have a look at this, and you tell me if you think 200 should have been a positive lift. Check it out. Look at that. I'm looking at it right now, I'm like, damn, man, 200 should have popped. But then if you kind of quicken the rests in between sets, maybe not. So this is 200. Oh, fuck. Surprising. Even now I'm looking at it for like the 10th time, I'm surprised. But anyway, like I said, still feeling good, not frustrated at all. Just kind of surprised that happened. And then after that, I decided to do a whole lot of volume. So I took 140 for a ride, got 10 here. And then after that, I did 5 sets of 10 with 100 kilos. So that's 50% of my 1 rep max. And I spent a lot of time just getting reps in. And I felt good. Felt really, really good. Quads were pumped, glutes were pumped. Felt really good. I could have done like 10 sets of this stuff. So just getting those reps in, I think that, if you add strength in any rep range, I think you're good. Even if your 50 rep max improves, that's going to transfer to 1 rep max. You just have to peak for it. Strength is strength, regardless of what rep range is. There's no, I often get asked, is it low reps or high reps that add strength? It's both. You need both. Periodization says so, right? People go from, repping out 50% to then repping out 85%. So you need everything. You need all sorts of rep ranges, even up to 50. I mean, I'm doing sets of 50, right? Yesterday I did 100. Maybe 100 you could argue that has absolutely no carryover to 1 rep max. I would say that it's GPP, it's conditioning. It's good for the lungs and the heart. And if you can do that on a regular basis, that means you can recover quicker from the real strength work that comes after that. So anyway, I did that, and you see, like, it's daytime now. By the time I finished the deadlifts, it's like nighttime, and I started training at 4:30, ended up finishing at 6:30, at night. So long training session. I could have done all of this much quicker, but I get a couple of visitors here and there, and it is what it is. This is why, like I say, this is why I love training in the mornings. You wake up 5 o'clock in the morning, no one is up, no one can bother you. The phone doesn't ring, nobody's coming over. It's just you and your hobby, basically. You and the gravity and the iron. So anyway, then I went on to deadlifts, like you guys know. Squat dead 1 session, squat bench another session, squat dead 1 session, squat bench next session. So I'm just doing that for an hour, basically 3 exercises. And so I just, with the deads, because I do all this volume with the squats. There's no point doing volume with the deads. It's just a matter of practicing the skill. So I just, singles all the way up from 60 kilos. So that was 150. Put another pair of 25, so that's 200 kilos. And just getting kind of more accustomed to pulling. I'm still not happy with my leg drive. It just seems like it's all hip extension. Not really getting much out of the quads. Maybe I have to work out how to incorporate them a bit more. But for me, strength of the floor has always been, it accelerates kind of around the knee, whatever. Usually people struggle around that, but for me, the bike accelerates for me as it goes up. I just have no strength off the floor for whatever reason. And then so here, 320 kilos, felt pretty good, a bit grindy as hell. But I was saying to the camera guy, to the cameraman, man, I have no leg drop at all. This is just all back and hamstrings and glutes. Check this out. What a grinder. Anyway, kind of happy about the session today. Kind of happy where it's all headed. Could have been a little bit better, but anyway, another training session, another day, and finish off with a smile, and I'll come back tomorrow morning and hit it again. Peace out, guys.